right, guys, welcome to the Albert and Billy Show on WUAT Radio and Channel 18 Valley TV and YouTube. Hello, Papa.
I'm the Albert, he's the Billy.
Yeah, I think they know that by now, don't you?
Well, I want to be sure.
And we're filming here the day after Election Day, so I'm tired because we had to give the results last night, late last night. Dan
We got them about 9 o'clock.
Yeah, finally had Dan do it. He gave the results last night. It was late though, yeah. But congratulations to all the winners and to all the candidates, period.
Yeah.
You know, it takes a lot of courage to run a race in politics, so I admire anybody that does it.
Ultimately, you'd like to think in back of the person's mind to decide to run as an elected official. They know there's going to be some sacrifice, there's going to be some hard work, and there's going to be the possibility of losing.
I know, yeah.
So all that is incumbent on your shoulders to load you down. And,
that's right.
And so those that ran, they ran well.
They did. See, we'll give you the winners real quick. Greg Ridley won mayor. He was the incumbent. Robbie Robertson is the new road supervisor because obviously Marvin is retiring. So Robbie Robertson won the road supervisor. Very close race. Tobe Smith come in second. And then Ricky Bird come in third on that one. Michael Walker, the incumbent circuit court clerk, he won against Bradley Hargis. And Missy Blevins won Chancellor against David Stewart. Is there one of them missing? I think I got them all, didn't I? I think that was all the contested races anyway. And then for the state of Tennessee, the Republican nominee for governor is Bill Lee. He won.
Everything I read prior to yesterday indicated that he was leading in the polls.
He caught fire at just the right time. It was all, at first it was Black and Boyd that you heard about in Hartwell, but he caught fire kind of right down the home stretch of the election, which is when you want to.
One thing I noticed this year in the election, there were more women on the ballot to consider.
Yeah.
And I don't remember Tennessee, of course, ever having a lady as governor.
Not that I recall.
But there were 2 candidates on the ticket.
That's true.
And
Diane Black come in second place, I believe.
Yeah. But also, I think there's more weight being shifted toward the feminine gender in the movie industry too. Those women are clapping their hands and kicking their heels and saying, "You like us to be in the movie, but we want more of the top dog positions.
They want the money.
we want to share in what we're doing."
Right.
And so the ladies of our generation are being heard.
Right. That's a good way to put it. But anyway, that is your election news. So of course that means that Billy is, but so we just said his name. Billy will run against is his name Carl Dean?
Yeah, he's the Democrat.
And Scott Desjardins won the Republican primary also for the, I think, Congress, and then Ron Travis was unopposed, of course, for state representative. All right, well, we got a 9 Mile Bluegrass Festival coming up August 10th and 11th. This one will be at the Edmonds Music Barn, folks.
Be next weekend.
That's right. Avery Trace, Blue Water Road, Common Ground, the Edmonds Family, Newgrass Express, High Lonesome, Fredonia Bluegrass Band, and many more will be in concert that weekend. On Friday, it will start at 7 p.m., Saturday at 12 noon. Weekend admission is $5. Under 10 can get in free if accompanied with an adult. For more info, call Gary at 533-2720 or go to their webpage. It's www.9milebluegrass.com.
Did you say $5 for the weekend?
Yes, weekend admission. That's cheap.
That's cheap entertainment.
That is. And they always have a really good concession stand. They really do.
I don't really care for bluegrass. I worked for George Reed for 10 years and I had to listen to it.
Right.
But I think I should get into bluegrass. Take my date to the bluegrass festival. $2 an hour.
Cheap date.
Be $1.25 for me and $1.25 for her.
That's the Bledsoe County Fair, radio listeners, gets underway this weekend. But now the carnival, though, is August 14th through the 18th. So I'm thinking this might be a misprint, actually. It's saying Saturday, August 4th. I don't know. We'll have to verify that.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, I don't, because then it goes from the 4th, then to the 10th.
It wouldn't be tomorrow because of the yard sale.
Yeah, I think this is definitely a misprint on that. I think it gets underway Friday, August 10th.
Well, I've got things I want to enter. Let's get it straight.
Yeah, because the opening ceremony is Tuesday, August 14th.
I want to enter my squash relish.
You should. It'll probably win. And the carnival is August 14th through the 18th, 6 p.m. each night. And of course, that's over at the Bledsoe County Fairgrounds.
I don't really know for sure, but I don't think it's this weekend.
No. We've got a booklet on it somewhere up here, so we'll check that out, and we'll find out when you can enter your squash relish.
Well, see what I'm going to do. You don't open your exhibit, you just let them see it. Mm-hmm. But I'm going to tell them when I enter it that after the show's over, if I win, they can have my relish.
Okay, that might
help me.
That might help you out there. You might win.
If I do, people won't like it.
Oh, radio listeners. Obviously, the 127 yard sale is going on right now, folks, so be careful if you're traveling, because trust me, they will walk out in front of you.
I hit a little boy one time.
Well, okay.
Before we had
Did you hear that, Allie?
Before we had the bypass,
Yeah.
I was going down the main street, going toward home, and right past the Methodist church, 3 feet past it. Mm-hmm. I'm going south, and all of a sudden a little boy runs across the road and hits my car, rolls over the top of my car, and hits the road running. Never did get to see who it was or anything. He kept on going. But I flipped him.
He wasn't hurt too bad. But that is an example of you got to be careful, because they will just walk right out in front of you.
He was running.
Or run right out in front of you. So be careful, folks, for the 127 yard sale traffic that's going on this weekend. Also, radio listeners, this weekend, tomorrow, the 2018 Pikeville Cruise-In starts at 4 p.m. It's 4 to 7, and then at 7, the Sullivan Band will take the stage at the Main Street stage. So check it out. They're having great crowds for the cruise-ins this year. And the next one is tomorrow.
George Reed would be in that.
Yeah.
He always had his car that he fixed up. Mm-hmm. Buddy Freeman.
Yeah, he would like that.
Buddy Freeman did the work for him to get it ready to be a show car.
Oh, okay.
We'd go over there and check on it pretty regular. And I don't have many coats of paint he put on it, but it was a show car.
I bet. Also, radio listeners, the Big Country Breakfast at the Rescue Squad's tomorrow, 6 to 10 a.m. Go get you a plate, $6 a plate. Remember, all proceeds do go to the Bledsoe County Rescue Squad. squad. And Second Chance Pet Group volunteers waiting for your calls. Give them a call, 554-4442. Leave your name, phone number, best time of day to return your call, and tell them what services you need. Preventive litter, be part of the solution, and fix your critter. Second Chance Pet Group. All right, Papa, you got some announcements as well.
Well, we've got, this is coming up in about 3 weeks.
Oh, I didn't see this one. This would be for radio listeners because it's this weekend. The historic Lincoln School here in Pikeville has yard sale spaces for rent. For the big yard sale, proceeds from rental benefit the preservation of the Lincoln School. So for more info, give them a call, 447-6601, 447-6601.
The Lincoln School's been there a long time,
Yeah.
and it's still there.
Yes, it's historic.
You know, Dr. Bounds and Mrs. Bounds, they were very supportive.
Of the Lincoln School.
Lincoln School.
They sure were.
They were very supportive.
Yes, they were.
And that's where I got to sing one of my specials.
I remember that.
Cannon Creek is going to be having a concert, and it's going to be here at the Nickel Road Music Hall on August the 25th at 7 o'clock in the afternoon. Well,
That's right. Well, that'll be at night, not afternoon.
Yeah. It will cost you $10 to get in if you are considered an adult.
Right.
If you still fall under that guideline of being an adult and you're still a kid, you get in for $5.
That's right, high price.
But you got to be 6 years old.
Right.
But anyway, did you know that WAT is sponsoring this thing? And
Yeah.
Reverend Darrell Gibbs and the Country Gospel Bluegrass Show?
Yes. And they're expecting a lot of people at this one.
Well, you can buy a ticket down at the Starling Cafe.
That's right, folks.
So
Call on 447-3000 if you have any questions.
get on board for the Cannon Creek concert.
Yeah, and they're a good group, so hopefully they'll have a good crowd for that.
I've heard them on television.
Though they've got 120 tickets, I think, for this show.
So it's limited seating. But now if you want to hear them, you could buy standing room only.
Probably.
There is a bargain basement available for folks. You know, it won't be long till Christmas, just about 6 more months. No, August, that's 8 months. We're in the 8th month, so it'll be 4 more months.
That was so random. Why did you just say that? Did that remind you of Christmas?
With
It
people
must have.
buy bargains
The
now for
bargain's
Christmas.
done it. That's what I thought.
And I don't know
Still,
what they
that's
have.
funny though.
Laugh at me, dummy.
I can't help it.
Here's the things that they've got that you can use for Christmas presents.
It made Allie laugh too.
Clothing, household items, and miscellaneous items.
Yeah, I'd say they've got a lot of good
I've
stuff.
got a
over there.
99 set tube chest for sale. And it was 100, but one piece got lost. Now I've just got 99 pieces. But this is put on by the women of the Methodist Church here on Main Street. And they do this every first Saturday of the month, which will be that'll be tomorrow. And then the third Thursday of each month.
From 9 to 2.
And they're just open 5 hours, so you only have a window of 5 hours to shop at this bargain basement. But don't forget that will be tomorrow, and then the third Thursday.
Yeah, that's at the Methodist Church.
That's just about a hop, skip, and a jump from here.
Yeah, I know it. And Allie, will you hand me that red folder, please? I'm going to see if I see something in here, Papa, about the Trading Post. A guy called. Goodness, that's a big deal there. Look at all the stuff they're selling. But that's not what I was going to talk about. Here it is. Clayton is wanting somebody to wash his windows. So, radio listeners, TV viewers, can you help him out? You know anybody that, it doesn't say the last name.
How do you get in touch with him?
Oh, I'm about to give that
Oh, okay.
information. Yeah, it's coming up. But give him a call at 881-3645 because he said that nobody's called on that yet. So I'm trying to push that for him because he's really needing some help with that.
Clayton, if you find somebody and they do a good job, tell them to come see me too.
Okay. Well, it is time now for last week's trivia.
Last week's trivia.
If I remember correctly, it was hard.
I just happened to have it.
I figured you would.
Okay. The college in Ames,
Iowa State
University. A very infamous hot fiddler. His name was...
I'm going to leave my lifeline.
He was an emperor of a country.
And the ladies at First Farmers Bank were trying to get this one because they stopped me on the street.
Infamous, hot, that's a clue, infamous, and he was fiddling while...
It starts with an S.
Starts with an N.
Oh, okay, starts with an N.
He is the emperor of a country, and he's hot while he's fiddling, while his city burns.
Was it Rome?
Yeah.
Nafar?
Nero.
Thank you.
Golly. I
Nafar.
said infamous. He's not.
Well, I mean, that's like 200 years ago or 1,000 years ago. Who knows? That's a long time ago.
No other ruler of any other country watched while their city burned and fiddled.
Yeah, but I did not know he done that.
You did not know that?
And this was thousands and thousands of years ago.
I knew he watched, but I didn't know he fiddled.
That's pretty stupid. Why did he do that?
He
Random.
must have been enjoying it. Okay. How the detective looked for fingerprints.
Dusting.
Yes.
You dust to look for fingerprints.
That's true.
If anybody wants to dust my house, you can come to. In 3 letters, tell me how you describe using an axe on wood. What do you do to wood with an
Cut.
axe? You cut it, that's right.
Chip.
Chip's 4 letters.
Oh, cut.
Hew.
Oh, that's... Nobody uses that word.
You hew a log.
Nobody I know hews a log.
You always say cut.
Yes.
A type of second.
Millisecond.
Millisecond or a nanosecond. That's
Okay.
4 letters. Okay. This particular item is kin to a scallion. It is in the edible family. 4 letters. 4 letters. It's kin to a scallion.
Onion.
Onion is more than 4 letters. But it is in the onion family, yes. It's biblical. It's what the children of Israel wanted to go back to Egypt for when they were out in the wilderness. They said, let us go back to Egypt, Moses. We had cucumbers and this item.
And onions. Because that's the only thing I can keep thinking of.
It's called a leek. L-E-E. But anyway.
Never got that.
Well, read Genesis and you'll find it. There's just 50 chapters. The archer's goal when in archery is
to hit the target.
Bullseye on the target. The target's there, but the
to hit the bullseye.
The secret, the soft sweet spot is that hole right in the middle. Bullseye. A blank laugh or a blank dance. You can call it a laugh. It's 5 letters, or you can call it a dance.
You and these letters.
Well, I want to narrow it down. What kind
Well,
of
a laugh and a dance are saying the same word as for both?
Yeah. What kind of laugh do you like to hear?
Oh, a belly laugh.
A belly laugh.
Dance.
And a belly
Okay.
dance. All right, boy, y'all are so smart.
Yeah, because that was tough.
A baseball pitcher some time ago, his name was Nolan Ryan. He was a great pitcher.
Yes, he was.
Now, there is a lady, her first name is 3 letters. Give me Basinger or Novak? Kim. Wasn't that easy now?
I would not say easy, no.
Well, when I
will
said-
never accuse you of asking easy questions. I can assure you of that.
When I told you 3 letters, that made you...
That one was...
It's easier to think of Kim Basinger, Kim Novak. Kim Novak would be older
Yes.
back in antiquity.
Well, I can say when you have to have a lifeline for trivia, that should tell you that the trivia is a little bit too hard.
When are we going to
But after the break, we'll have this week's trivia, and I'm sure it'll be just as hard, if not worse. That's coming up next on the Albert Bailey Show.
I'll take care of less today, Dylan. Oh, doggone, I lost my debit card.
Hey, use that new Mountain Valley Bank app we got. You know, Card Valet. You can freeze your card so nobody can use it till you find it.
That's a good idea, Dylan. Where was the last place I used my debit card?
I don't know. Hurry up. I can't stay this late for error. I feel like I'm doing the mannequin challenge. I'm gonna end up with lockjaw. Thank God.
The app freezes my debit card, Dylan, not you.
Oh.
This is Bledsoe Telephone Cooperative's 804 square mile service area, which covers all of Bledsoe and Sequatchie counties and portions of Van Buren, Cumberland, and Hamilton counties. The dots on the map are our 146 central office locations connected via fiber optics, which is the foundation of our existing network. Our network currently allows all members to choose broadband internet services with unlimited data usage and download speeds up to 10 megabits, leaving none of our members considered unserved with broadband services, as it is currently defined as not having services available that allow 4 megabits per second download and 1 megabit per second upload. The highlighted areas of the map represent completed fiber-ready projects. From the Fiber Foundation, we are currently building what is known as the Last Mile, Fiber to the Home, which connects every member with an individual fiber connection, allowing them to choose the broadband services with unlimited data usage and speeds up to 1 gigabit per second for their home or business. In 2008, Bledsoe Telephone Cooperative began designing and building all new service areas as Fiber to the Home. A hybrid network design proved to be the most cost-efficient for the last phases of the network foundation in the most sparsely populated areas. Connecting our most remote members with an individual fiber connection during this phase of the network upgrade is why some of our most rural areas became fiber-ready before our towns, which is shown with these highlighted areas. Other fiber-to-the-home areas highlighted here have been built to meet business needs for our customers who signed up for broadband services with unlimited data usage and speeds of 100 megabit and 1 gigabit per second to conduct business from their homes. Bledsoe Telephone Cooperative is here to serve the members. Our current projects in Pikeville and Dunlap have the distribution fiber already in place in all of Pikeville and a large portion of Dunlap, setting for timely installs as members in these areas sign up for faster broadband packages now. Our most ambitious fiber to the home project, outlined in orange, is currently underway in Dunlap, a complete cutover which connects every customer on an individual fiber connection as the distribution fiber is being placed. Better broadband and video services can then be added, often with just a call to the office. Bledsoe Telephone Cooperative, building the best network in the world, right here in the Sequatchie Valley.
Welcome back to the Albert and Billy Show. I'd like to thank our sponsor, Scotty's, right here in downtown Pikeville. I ate there last night, actually. Subway on the bypass. Bilbrey Insurance on Spring Street. Frank and Susan, go see them for all your insurance needs. Go see Matt Messingale at Farm Bureau for all your insurance needs down by the high school, Farm Bureau. So we got two of the insurance companies sponsoring us. That's good.
They're wise.
They're wise. That's right. And also, Posh Beauty Company, right here in downtown Pikeville at the old State Farm Insurance location. Go see Erica Bice Campbell. She's the owner and stylist. Citizens Tri-County Bank, right on North Main Street.
North Main Street.
Citizens Tri-County Bank. Also, the Highway Department, Marvin Smith in the Highway Department. It's Lola's. She's definitely open right now, radio listeners, for the yard sale.
Right.
So keep that in mind. The Cowboy Church on Ray Hickson Road. I don't know why I get that mixed up. The Cowboy Church, thanks for sponsoring us. And also the offices of Emma Boynton, Lisa Wheeler, Michael Walker, and Janice Sapp. Thanks to all of our sponsors. And now it's time for this week's trivia. And the Loom. Judy at the Loom. Can't forget her.
How could you forget her?
Well, I didn't. I remembered it.
Okay, I thought I had it down there.
You did.
This week's trivia. A friendly correspondent would be called a blank blank. A friendly correspondent that you correspond with would be called a blank blank.
Terrible clue, by the way. Terrible clue.
3 letters.
Yeah.
3 in each word. Blank blank. 3 letters in each word. Did you ever have one when you were growing up that you corresponded with?
Well,
Pen pal.
Pen pal.
Okay. That was a tough one though.
But you worked your way through to the end. You got
When you started telling her you were going to say, did you have one when you were little? That's what made me think of it.
and I have a pen pal.
Well, that's good.
We were friends when before we went to school. Mm-hmm. We were friends during school. They left here. We still corresponded. They came back here for a while in high school. And he's my age and he's out in California. We still correspond.
Okay. I heard you talk about him a lot.
And all these fires in California.
He tells you about it, don't he?
Yeah, well, once he could see it. Mm-hmm. And
I remember that.
I don't know where this one is in relation to where he lives in Palmdale. I don't know where that is in relation to all that's going on out there. But they're still uncontained today.
Oh, gosh.
No telling. Thousands of homes have already burned. Thousands and thousands of people have been forced to flee their homes with extreme danger getting out.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Okay, a very famous, beautiful range in the Rocky Mountains is called the Blanks. One word.
The Blanks, Sally.
I've been there. I've seen them. Beautiful mountain range. And they're in the Rockies. Of course, the Rocky Mountains is very famous. Rocky range.
Man.
Rocky Mountains.
Yeah, I don't know about a rain unless it's a bear or something. Is it that?
No.
I don't know then. Dang it.
Okay, you know what a log is that you cut or hew down in the forest, but how would you describe, what's the word to describe a festive log? One time in the year, you would call a log a festive log.
A Christmas tree.
It's
Yeah.
called, there is a word for it.
Oh. I know the word's Christmas tree.
What's another word for Christmas? 4 letters.
It's like it's log is in the name, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a log.
Yule log.
Oh yeah, Yule tide
Yule.
log or
Yeah,
something.
Yule.
Oh, okay.
Yule log. You got it. Okay,
That's tough.
a kind of funny or peculiar person would be called a blank person in 3 letters. Peculiar, a little off color maybe. You call them, well, that's a very blank person.
Odd.
Odd. And what did you say about me? You
Nothing.
didn't say you didn't say I was funny or peculiar.
I didn't.
All right. A plow pair yoked together would be a pair of
Didn't we have this one?
oxen. You would yoke mules together though. Put them together.
Okay.
Or horses. But we think of oxen being yoked together. You know what a
Yeah.
yoke is? Do you have any idea what a yoke is?
No, but I know you're going to tell me. You don't bring it up and not tell me.
It's a piece of
You just said I'm not, and then you started explaining it.
So tell us, since we're talking about it.
it's a piece of I think it's made out of wood that's formed so that it fits over one oxen's neck and over the other one, and they're forced to be together.
Oh, okay.
This puts them together.
Yeah, they don't have a choice. Okay.
Okay, the rival of the tortoise in the
The hair.
The hare.
Seen that on Bugs Bunny. Yeah, a long time ago.
Any 1950s record
You'd say
would
that.
be regarded as a blankie.
Wait, what now?
Any 1950s record would be regarded as a blankie.
Is it blanky?
What do you call
Oldie.
Oldie. Okay.
Oldies.
Oh, is that it? Okay.
Food sent from heaven would be
Manna.
manna.
Now, I don't get that.
Well, that's what it was called.
Oh, manna.
For
Okay.
40 years, the children of Israel wandered in the wilderness. They couldn't work and they couldn't plant a garden.
So they got manna.
They went out every morning, and God sent manna from heaven, and they just gathered it off the grass. And it was
Okay.
a wafer, sweet wafer. And they
Okay.
got tired of eating it, and they told Moses, "We're tired of this same old food every day. We want meat. We want meat." So God sent them quail,
Wow.
and the quail was 3 feet deep.
Goodness.
They got tired of meat then.
But at least he kept them fed.
For 40 years.
Yeah.
And when they got in the promised land, it stopped. And on the Sabbath, if you went out on Monday and you wanted to get enough for Tuesday because you wanted to go fishing, it would spoil. But on the Sabbath, you could go out and get enough the day before the Sabbath to do you on the Sabbath, and it wouldn't spoil.
What about that?
If red, white, and blue are the colors in the American flag, what are the colors in the Tennessee flag?
Red, white, and blue.
You're good. You're good.
It is, yeah.
One more. Which U.S. city was Al Capone's headquarters?
Chicago.
Yeah, Chicago. Man alive, you are good today.
That don't mean they were easy, though. We still had to think about several.
You know what some of the purposes in these trivia questions might be to get you to think. Not you, people.
Right. That's true. That's true.
Sports of all sorts?
Oh, yes. Yeah. Right.
All right.
Yes. Yes.
Baseball.
That's the producer. I forgot.
I mean, I've done this 93 weeks before.
Exactly. I told you, we're filming a lot earlier today, folks, than what we normally do. So, excuse me if I make a few blunders today.
These would be bloopers.
Yeah, we might have a good blooper reel off this episode.
Last Sunday in Cooperstown, New York, Larry, Wayne.
Now, not to interrupt you, but Bradley Hargis went to that.
Can you believe that?
No.
Bradley said, in the middle of this campaign, in the middle of my
Yeah, he said,
getting ready to marry, he said, we went to New York.
I know. I thought that was funny.
Cooperstown, New York. Larry Wayne Jones Jr.
But he really likes going up there. He wasn't going to miss it. I think they had a good time.
Well, I'm sure they did. But Larry Wayne Jones Jr. was inducted into the Hall of Fame last Sunday.
Okay.
Larry Wayne Jones Jr. is better known to Braves fans as Chipper.
Oh, yeah.
Chipper Jones.
Chipper Jones.
He went in on the first ballot.
Dale Murphy was up there too.
Yeah, he told me about me.
Yeah, they met him.
Well, anyway, he had a lifetime batting average of .303. He hit 468 home runs in his career. He hit 549 doubles. He had 1,623 RBIs.
RBIs.
Well, RBIs.
But I like that word.
That sounds like a sports announcer, though. He was a strong force in their winning 14 straight divisional titles while he was there. They only won one World Series, but nonetheless he has a World Series ring. But anyway, I was glad Bradley got to go see it, and his dad.
Yeah. Terry Don got to go too.
In the baseball race wars, the Braves are 1/2 game out of first place to the Washington Nationals. Whereas out on the West Coast, my Dodgers are tied for the top with the Arizona Diamondbacks.
I knew we was going to talk about them Dodgers of yours.
Well, that's all I got to say. Football. What else?
Hey, I did watch Candace Parker play last night. So we're on sports. She played she was on ESPN last night. Her team's LA. They beat Minnesota. That's the team that the last few years it's been them two playing for the championship. But they won, and she played a great game. She is on fire right now. She may win the MVP.
Wouldn't that be something?
Yeah, that'd be her third. That'd break the record if she got it a third time.
But she played at Tennessee.
Exactly, and I don't know why that just popped in my mind, but she played really good last night. She led them in all categories last night. Points, rebounds, assists, blocks, steals.
That's the thing about her. She's so well-rounded.
I know, yeah.
She's not just
player.
one go-to player at one spot for one thing.
I think that's that's what separates her from everybody else.
Well, if you'll just stop and think, over the years, the real good players, they're the ones that dish out assists too,
That's right.
in addition to scoring.
That's right.
And they are on the other end of the court. They're defending real well and making steals.
Exactly.
And so they've got an eye for the other players.
That's right. Got an
And
eye
that's
for
one
the
thing
ball.
about LeBron James. I think LeBron James has an eye for the sport.
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
And you know, on a football field, that's the reason that quarterback position is so important. And it's one reason a lot of your teams want a tall quarterback so that they can see what's going on the field, because they are the ones that make the plays.
That's right. That's right.
But anyway,
Well, yeah, what was you going to say?
Football.
Sorry, that just popped in my mind like your trivia just pops in yours.
Alabama's head football coach, Mr. Nick Saban, was awarded a new contract
What a shocker.
last Saturday,
Well, I am so
giving him a job.
stunned.
He got a job now for 8 more years.
Really?
His pay, his contract was $74.4 million.
God.
Annually, that comes to 9.3. Here's how you get it. He's 66. He's going to be employed till 2025 with this contract. They may tear it
He'll
up.
be able to retire at 74 with more money than he'll know what to do with.
He's got more than he knows.
He's already there.
But
Yeah.
in 10 years with Alabama, he's won 125 games. That's over 12 wins a year. He has lost 14 games in 10 years. That's 1.4 losses per year.
I mean, I get it. He's a great coach, so I understand that. They do make too much money, but hey,
Well, his salary
Life goes
actually is $7.5 million, but he gets $400,000 each year added to his contract. Plus the signing of his contract each year, he gets another $800,000.
ridiculous.
All I can say is, wow, anybody can make that much money. But you know, Jimbo Fisher signed on with Florida, a new coach for them this year, and he had a 10-year contract, $75 million. That's $7.5 million, and he gets all those added
Exactly.
incentives.
They all get that. They all get
But I've got
those.
a question: where does the money come from?
That's a very good question.
Got to be television.
Of course, television is a huge part of it, and donors.
Donors, I'd say that helps that. Tennessee last Saturday picked up a 4-star cornerback. You don't hear of any 5-stars signing with Tennessee.
No,
3s and 4s.
he's not going to get any 5 stars because he was hired too late in the recruiting process. He might get some for next year, but
Well, if you look at
not right now.
in the Southeastern Conference, I believe your 5 stars will go to Alabama or Georgia. But anyway, this made our 2019 signing class. That gives us 17 signees so far. And that gave us a ranking in the nation for our recruiting class of 13.
Okay,
That's
not
good.
bad.
That's good. But in the SEC, we're only number 5, I think.
Right. But I can see that. Yeah.
But Georgia is number 2 in the ranking with their recruits.
Yeah. They're doing well.
And guess who's number 1?
Of course, Alabama. I'm so tired of them.
In golf, the Canadian Open closed last Sunday with Dustin Johnson. He's the number 1 player in the world. Number 1 player in the world. I think he's won 19 titles now. But he pocketed $1,116,000 for working or
If you want to
playing.
call it that,
Or playing.
playing.
And the Tour de France
Okay.
finished last Sunday in Paris, and Geraint Thomas won. Isn't that wonderful? You know Geraint? But it was a 3-week sporting event,
Yeah.
And it is wild the things that people do along the roads.
Yeah, I know.
They throw things at
I
those
know, it's crazy.
because they don't want some teams to win and they want others to win. You know,
But that's bad. That's
It's bad.
I'm surprised some of those athletes don't get hurt.
here's an odd baseball note. There was a pitcher named Tony Cloninger, and he was once a Brave.
Yeah.
He died at 77 years old last week, or Tuesday before last. He won 113 games as a pitcher in 12 seasons. But one day in San Francisco in 1966, he was the pitcher. He hit 2 grand slam home runs and knocked in one more run. He accounted for 9 runs that day to help himself win. He realized all of a sudden, instead of my arm helping me win, I'm going to use my bat.
Yeah.
And he hit 2. Nobody ever did that before. No pitcher.
Yeah.
Nor
I'm sure.
since. Nor
I'm
since.
sure.
He's in the record books. And I thought that was worthy. Another
That
thing,
is.
let me tell you about this. This is in the paper today.
Okay. This will have to be the last of the sports.
Ohio State's coach, Urban Meyer, is on paid administrative leave. They've already had some flack up there because of a doctor and the sexual misconduct of the doctor, sports doctor.
At Ohio State? I thought that was Michigan State.
Well, they
So now it's
one at
Ohio State
too.
Wow, the Big
But-
Ten not doing well.
One of his assistants mistreated his wife, abused his wife, and now they're trying to
big.
determine if Urban knew about it or not.
He may
And
not have known that.
if he did know, Urban Meyer, according to the paper today, could be looking for a job.
Oh yeah, if they prove that he knew, they'll fire him. That's huge news.
Huge news.
But then he may not have known that. I doubt the assistant coach is like, hey Urban, guess what? I beat the crap out of my wife. Just thought I'd let you know, bud.
Well, okay.
You know, but he could have, but on the other side of that argument though, he could, without being told, he could know. He could have saw the signs, or somebody else could have told him about it.
We'll have to wait and see. But Tennessee plays Alabama, they play Georgia, and they play Auburn this year. Alabama's ranked number 1 preseason, Georgia's ranked number 4 preseason, Auburn's ranked number 10 preseason. We've already got 3 losses on our record.
Yeah, that's right. You're so right about that one.
I mean, one more last
okay.
the last note.
Okay.
Tennessee's offense, we're going to be in trouble. But last year, out of 129 schools, we were 117. So we've got to improve on that. Surely we can improve on that.
If we don't, then it's going to be a long season if we don't. Let's put it that way.
That's sports of all sorts.
That's it for sports this week. Coming up after the break, it is time for Albertology. That's coming up next, right here on the Albert and Billy Show.
Dana Thompson and her family just finished construction on their second new home with River Valley Ag Credit. Side by side, we ensured they got a quality, lasting home. You see, Dana and Brady have 2 daughters who rely on them.
And we rely on River Valley Ag Credit.
Rely on River Valley Ag Credit, serving Western Kentucky and Tennessee farmers for decades.
Lending support for generations. River Valley Ag Credits.
Have you ever gotten a phone call from a number that looks suspiciously like your own? It has your area code, the first 3 digits are the same as your own number, so you answer it.
Hi, this is Jessica. You've just won a free vacation to the Bahamas.
Don't worry, you're not the only one getting these calls. Tens of thousands of Americans report that they receive these every day from similar numbers. So what are they? They're a specific type of robocall. Typical robocalls are pre-recorded messages, usually for political campaigns, public announcements, and yes, telemarketing. Your run-of-the-mill robocall will be from a randomized number, but now, telemarketers are using a technique called neighbor spoofing. That's what makes the number look similar to yours. The idea is that, well, if the first few numbers look like your own phone number, you'll answer. You may think it's from a relative, an old friend from your hometown, your kid's school, or a neighbor. And robocalling is a lucrative business. Some pretend they're the IRS. Some pretend it's a down payment for a vacation giveaway. In fact, a robocall center uncovered in India in 2016 was found to be generating around $150,000 every day from American consumers. It's estimated that people received around 2.5 billion robocalls per month in 2016. So, are these robocalls illegal? Well, robocalls made by computerized autodialers, they're illegal. They call randomly inputted phone numbers at high speeds. But not all robocalls are illegal. Back in 1991, when telemarketing calls were becoming more prevalent, the Federal Communications Commission created the Telephone Consumer Protection Act. It's been amended many times with the evolving technology of phones, and currently it differentiates legal robocalls from illegal ones. Here's a list of rules that businesses that want to make robocalls need to follow. But the act still hasn't prevented illegal robocalls from happening. In an August 2017 press release, the Federal Trade Commission said that robocalls are its #1 complaint, with more than 1.9 million complaints made within the first 5 months of 2017. The FTC is sending all complaints and attached phone numbers to cell phone carriers and app developers to create better countermeasures. But what are some things you can do to stop robocalls? To start, keep your number to yourself. Don't offer your number if signups or registrations for business services don't require you to. Second, sign up for the National Do Not Call Registry. This registry, set up by the FTC in 2003, won't block all robocalls, but it will block a majority of them. And registration is free. Finally, if you end up getting a robocall, let it go to voicemail. The TCPA states legal robocalls must provide a toll-free callback number to opt out, which you can call immediately after. If the call doesn't leave a voicemail, it may be an illegal robocall, so file a complaint with the FTC on their website. And if you're still getting harassed by what looks like your own number, there are several apps that you can use to block calls, such as No Mo Robo or Calls Blacklist.
Hello, thank you for tuning in. My name is Katie Burns, and I'm excited to talk with you today about how to live well.
Okay, welcome to the Albert and Billy Show on WUAT and Channel 18 Valley TV and YouTube.
My name is Brianna Scott, and I'm the Family and Consumer Science Extension Agent for UT Extension in Bledsoe County. Hello, I'm Allie Pursley here with Channel 18 Valley TV, and today we're here at the Sequatchie County Veterans Memorial Park to discuss with you about the history of Veterans Day. It is also the United States annually observes Veterans Day on November the 11th.
All right, welcome back to the Albert and Billy Show on WUAT Radio, Channel 18 Valley TV, and YouTube. It is time for Albert, Ollie, Arborology.
Yes, arborology.
It's about national parks today.
National parks. Do you have any idea how many national parks we have?
Not a clue.
We got 52. No. How many states have we got? 50.
Yeah.
Why did I say 52? We got 50 states.
Told you we're filming early today, folks. It's messing with us.
Well, we do know that some more states want to be recognized.
Yeah, Puerto Rico. They want to be a state, so I guess if that makes you feel better, we'll say that.
But there are 60 national parks.
Yeah, some states have multiple national parks.
2 states have 8 each.
Well, that's a lot.
California has 8 national parks.
I can see that.
Alaska has 8 national parks.
I can see that.
Well, but still, why would...
That's a lot.
Well, the states themselves cannot help what's in their state. It's just that that area, whatever it is, has been recognized as being noteworthy of being classified as a national park instead of a state park.
Yeah.
Okay. I've been to
Yellowstone.
I've been to 2 or 3. I can't remember.
Well, I mean, we've been to the Great Smoky Mountains, of course. That's one. And you've been to Yellowstone. And maybe another one.
I've been along the Blue Ridge Parkway.
Okay.
That's one of them too. Anyway.
Oh, in Virginia?
Yeah.
I've been there.
The quietest national park is in Washington State, the Olympic National Park. There's where the H-O-H river, and it is a rainforest.
Okay.
And they say it's the quietest place in America. There's a stillness that is so profound that you can't find anywhere else. A lot of moss is there, and I think moss absorbs some of the sounds.
There is a reality show, I don't think it comes on anymore, a guy filmed there. He lived in that forest, that rainforest.
Really?
And it lasted for a few seasons. Mick was his name.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yes,
yeah.
And he lived in that rainforest.
So you'd have something new all the time.
Yeah, it's a good show.
Well, now Utah also has the Capitol Reef and the Canyonlands National Parks.
Okay.
And they are quiet. There are fewer animals and fewer birds, which contributes to some of the quietness of guess.
Definitely.
But the best place for bird watching and all birds is the Big Bend National Park in Texas. Got a lot of different kinds, 360 different bird species in this national park.
That'd be one of the loudest parks then.
Here they have the little elf owl. You know what an elf is? An elf is they're just a figment of your imagination, an elf. But they have the owl that is classified as the smallest owl in the world there. Okay. And it's about the size of a sparrow.
Is that a picture of it?
No, that's just
a normal owl.
Yeah, but it says that the owls are so cute that it's almost painful. That would be hard to describe, wouldn't it?
They
so
must
cute
be little bitty. Yeah.
Okay, Yellowstone in Wyoming, well, it's in 3 states. It goes into Wyoming, Montana, and Idaho. All 3 states get part of it.
Definitely didn't know Idaho shared it.
I didn't either. But it has 67 different species, like mountain lions and wolverines and wolves and grizzly bears and deer and otters and everything. Then in Florida, the wildlife in the Everglades would be a different species of wildlife. Here you would have fresh water and salt water and everything. You'd have alligators and crocodiles and manatees and dolphins.
Another show used to film there, the Everglades, Gator Boys. Remember that on Animal Planet, Gator Boys? Yeah. They would film there. Yeah.
They would toy with those crocodiles.
Yes, they would go, catch them for people, but they wouldn't hurt the gators. That they would
wanted to relocate them.
Yeah.
Okay. And then where the bears are, you have different national parks, some in Alaska and some here in the United States too. But you have black bears.
Some here in the United States, Allie, because Alaska's not a state, right?
In the lower 48.
There you go.
We have black bears and brown bears and grizzly bears. But one of the most amazing things to me that I have seen is to see a bear, usually they're brown bears, I guess, sitting out in a stream catching those salmon.
I know.
And ripping the skin off of them and getting all the oil they can get out of them.
Yes.
But I remember one time we were at Smoky Mountains. I told this, I believe, and we were had a grill there and a picnic table, and I was cooking hamburgers, and a bear came down out of the woods. Did I tell you this?
Allie's saying yes.
The bear came down out of the woods, and nobody ran, but we didn't know what to do. And the bear just...
I must not have been there.
Well,
I would remember that.
The bear just ambled his way right down past the picnic table, and here I am. I don't want him to get my burgers. I'm still standing there, hoping he'll go away. And he walks right by me, and as he does, I said to Carolyn, "Carolyn, take my picture." But as he left,
You weren't scared at all. You was wanting a picture.
We had a transistor radio on the table, and I saw him take that big old paw, and I thought he was going to hit that radio, and it was on. But he grabbed a loaf of bread right beside it. Took the loaf of bread. I guess we were fortunate. That's all he got.
You were very fortunate. You're fortunate he didn't get you.
And in Death Valley, California, and Nevada.
Oh yeah.
This is where the hottest temperature ever recorded was registered at 134 degrees Fahrenheit.
Ooh.
Can you imagine that?
No.
This is the driest place on Earth. They have an average rainfall for the year of 1.9 inches.
Goodness. They get no rain.
1.9? You don't have any.
Talk about a drought.
And we've been to the Rocky Mountain National Park in Colorado. Shenandoah, that's where the Blue Ridge Mountain is. The Shenandoah National Park, that Skyline Drive, you've got 70 different overlooks that you can stop at. And as you round every curve, the scenery is so beautiful, you nearly wreck every time you turn a curve. But it is really something else.
Yeah.
Then in Arizona, you have the Petrified National Forest Park.
The Petrified?
Petrified? You didn't know that?
No, I didn't know.
This is the largest collection.
Well, Arizona, I think Grand Canyon.
Yeah.
You know.
They have the largest collection of petrified wood anywhere in the world. You have plant life and animal fossils going back to 200 million years. Do you believe that?
Wow.
200 million years? That's before I was born.
I think so, yes.
The Sequoia National Park. Now that would be something.
Where's it at?
It's in California.
Okay.
Can you imagine a car driving through a tree where it's hollowed out?
No. That's crazy.
The Sequoia trees.
That's what they do there.
These are the biggest trees in the world. They're at Sequoia National Park. Okay, the Great Smoky Mountains National Park.
There you go.
There are more species of trees right up here in the Smoky Mountains than in the entire country of Europe.
The continent of Europe?
Country of Europe.
Well, Europe's not a country, it's a continent.
No, Europe's not a continent.
Yeah, it is.
Europe, you got France.
Those are countries, Papa. France, England. Europe's not a country. Those are countries in Europe.
Okay. Take everybody. Well, it said Europe.
Well, they got it wrong.
Covered a lot of territory, though.
It sure does.
Europe.
Yeah, I mean, Europe is huge. That's a bunch of countries.
I thought you're right. England is in Europe.
Right. And France,
is
Italy,
in
Germany, Scotland, Ireland, Norway, Denmark, all of them are in Europe.
Oh, you're a teacher today.
I am.
Okay. Alaska is a place that you go for adventure. People take tours to Alaska just to look at some of the things you see there.
They even go on Alaskan cruises to see some of the sights.
And you see them from the boat.
Yeah, that would be nice. I wouldn't mind doing that.
Big Mac turns 50 years old.
Really?
50 years ago.
Well, happy birthday to the Big Mac.
The Golden Arches still have a massive global touch. I told you about in Great Britain that they were stomping the straws.
Yes.
At all 1,361 McDonald's.
Yes.
But McDonald's, their cheeseburgers and their chicken nuggets and their French fries, they're recognizable all around the world. But there's an edge that's been taken off of their cutting edge in society. It seems like there are other burger joints that sell hamburgers too.
Yeah,
and
they
so
do.
McDonald's,
they got some competition.
They have competition. They have competition.
And lots of it. Burger King, Wendy's, just to name a few.
Today is August the 3rd. Winnie the Pooh is back in a new movie. Christopher Robin opens today.
Allie's really excited about that, can you tell?
Well, Winnie the Pooh, you got Piggly and Eeyore.
Eeyore.
I never have drawn Eeyore, but I've drawn Pooh. Pooh has on his body honey because bears like honey, but it's spelled Hunny. Honey. But it opens today.
Yeah, and they named it Christopher Robin. I think it'll do well. I think that's a pretty safe bet. It'll be a hit.
I want to tell you about Ted Williams. I got these past famous people.
Okay.
Ted Williams. He was a rookie for the Red Sox in '39. Have I already used this one? Did I tell you about what happened to Ted Williams?
I can't remember.
I can't remember either. But anyway, I
honestly don't know.
He wanted people to say about him, there goes the greatest hitter that ever lived.
Yes, you did tell us, because I remember you saying that part right there.
Okay, did I tell you about Johnny Carson?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. Johnny Carson started writing jokes for Red Skelton. You wouldn't remember Red Skelton.
I mean, Johnny Carson, I remember a little bit.
Well, he took over the Tonight Show in 1962, and Jack Parr was the one before him.
Okay.
And he did the show for 30 years.
Yeah, and Ed McMahon was on there with him.
He did 4,531 shows.
Good.
And he retired in '92. And that last show, they said 50 million people tuned in.
Gosh.
And he died at age 79. Walt Disney. He had two animal characters that he came up with, Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck. And those were the most popular stars he ever created. He was the voice. He was the voice for Mickey Mouse.
Walt Disney was?
Yeah, in 1928, he was the voice for Mickey Mouse.
I wonder who does Donald Duck's voice, because that would be hard. They do a good job.
The guy died that used to do, that did him. But anyway, the first color film that he came out with was Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
Okay.
Not only was it the first colored film, it was the first long cartoon to be put in the theaters.
That he did.
Yeah, before that, all the other cartoonists, they just did short ones like he did. He had all those short cartoons, right?
Yeah, this was a movie.
I know.
That's what she's
Snow
saying.
White was the first cartoon that was like a full-length
Full-length
colored movie.
Right.
Probably went in the 30s.
Well, it
maybe
was
50s,
in
40s.
probably in the 30s. Probably in the 30s. It had to be.
I would
30s.
think so. Yeah.
Pinocchio was next, and then Dumbo, and then Bambi, and then he created. Well, he created all those.
Yeah.
But he. Let's see. Then he did Treasure Island and Old Yeller. I remember reading.
Old Yeller.
I read Treasure Island last year.
Oh, did you?
I read it again. And Old Yeller, I think, is beautiful. But anyway,
It just the ending is
he got
sad.
into amusement parks, and he died of cancer at 65 years of age.
I didn't realize he died that young. Walt
65,
Disney.
Yeah, 65 years of age. Okay.
Sure, he is very, very wealthy.
Oh, I'm sure. Okay. An umpire.
Wait, is this jokes?
Yeah, these are jokes. An umpire at the ATP Challenger Tour in Nottingham, England, penalized tennis player Brendan Klein for calling a player on the court a stupid person. The player was berating himself, and he was right. The penalties cost him the game, the set, and the match. Don't blame him.
That might have been a true story too. Probably was, which makes that even better. It says that's outrageous.
Well, I've got something in mind I want to tell. I'm afraid I'll run out of time.
Y'all go for it. Yeah, I'm just looking at some other stuff here. Top educated Mid-South metros.
Chattanooga's in there.
Chattanooga, number 8. Knoxville, number 6. Nashville, number 4. 3 Tennessee cities on there. That's good.
Most educated.
That's
good.
very good.
Okay. Here we go.
All right. Joke time.
All right. During the Revolutionary War, a lieutenant asked a soldier why he was falling back during a really fierce battle. And the soldier said, "Didn't you hear me?" Or no, he said to the soldier, "Didn't you hear me say that we're outnumbered 4-1?" And the soldier said, "I got my 4, sir." He was leaving. He was leaving.
He's getting out of there.
All right.
Don't blame him.
Now these are first graders. They have been given the first half of a proverb, a saying, a wise saying.
Okay.
And they are to finish it with what they think should go there.
Oh gosh, this will be
So
crazy.
here we go.
Okay.
Don't change horses. What would you say? What does the proverb say? Don't change horses in the middle of the stream is that's the proverb.
Oh, okay. I don't know some of these, so you'll have to tell me.
Okay. They said, don't change horses until they stop.
That's right. That's a good point.
Strike while the iron is hot.
Okay.
They say, strike while the bug is close. It's always darkest before the dawn.
Right.
They said it's always darkest before daylight savings time. You can lead a horse to water, but you
can't make it drink.
That's a proverb. They said you can lead a horse to water, but how? Don't bite the hand that
feeds you.
You know some
of them.
They say don't bite the hand that looks dirty. These are first graders.
Like that.
First graders. No news is
good news.
Good news. That's good, Billy. But they say no news is impossible. A miss is as good as a
hit.
No, a miss is good as a mile. That's the proverb.
Okay.
They said a miss is as good as a mister. You can't teach an old dog new tricks. They said you can't teach an old dog new math. Nor anybody.
That's true too.
Nor you can't teach Albert. Love all, trust
no one.
No one. Very good, Billy.
Okay.
They said love all, trust me. Brother Jim tells all those fellas from the jail down there,
yeah,
you can't trust me. And whenever he catches one of them out there washing the cars, he'll take a hose, he'll just squirt them. The pen is mightier than the
sword.
Pen is mightier than the sword. They said the pen is mightier than the pig.
Than the pig?
An idle mind is the
devil's workshop.
Yeah, how do you know all these?
I don't know. I really don't. I guess I do know some of these.
He's good, isn't he? Well, they said an idle mind is the best way to relax.
That's true.
Where there's smoke, there's
fire.
They said where there's smoke, there's pollution.
That's true too.
This. A penny saved is a...
what is that?
Penny earned.
A penny earned. They said a penny saved is not much.
Well, that's true too. They might be changing them, but they all have good points.
Yeah. Two's company,
three's a crowd.
Three's a crowd. They said two's company, three's the musketeers.
You can tell a first grader answered some of these.
Yeah. Don't put off till tomorrow what you can do today. They said, don't put off till tomorrow what you put on to go to bed.
What? These are crazy.
Laugh.
I don't even get that one.
Laugh and the world laughs with you. Cry and you cry alone. They said, laugh and the whole world laughs with you. Cry and you have to blow your nose.
Yeah.
Children should be seen and not heard. Boy, I don't know where you got all these. Your mother had to teach these to you.
Must have.
Wonder who taught her.
I don't know. You might know him.
These first graders said children should be seen and not spanked or grounded.
It's a good answer.
There is a philosophy afloat, has been for many years, not to spank children.
Yeah. Anyway.
The principal spanked my brother one time, and when he came home, the bruises on his body made my daddy go see that principal.
Well, now that's too much. That's
and
way
my
too
daddy
much.
told that principal, you don't touch my son anymore if this is the way you discipline.
I don't blame him for that. Don't blame him one bit for that. That's taking it way too far.
If at first you don't succeed, try again. They said if at first you don't succeed, get new batteries. You get out of something only what you
put into
it. Is this Billy?
All right now, Papa.
I can't get over this. I don't think I knew all these.
Well, I didn't know I did till you started saying them.
You get out of something only what you see in the picture on the box.
Yeah.
Now get this one. This is the last one.
Okay.
Better late than
never.
They said better late than pregnant. First graders.
Whoa.
I couldn't believe I read that.
I can't believe you said that. That's hilarious. And yeah, first graders shouldn't be saying that. But dang, it's funny. That was the best one.
Have you ever
better late than pregnant?
Do you ever remember saying, "Do the hokey pokey and you turn yourself about," and that's what it's all about? All right. right.
Yeah.
Here, I was addicted to the hokey pokey, but I turned myself around.
Shoot.
A worrisome thought is, what if the hokey pokey is what it's all about?
Well, that's good. Those were good, especially the last 2 or 3 there. All right, folks. Well, that is it for the Albert and Billy Show this week. Tune in next week on WAT Radio and Channel 18 Valley TV, and of course YouTube. We'll see you next week, folks, right here on the Albert and Billy Show.
See you later, folks.